Hi everyone. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. Hey. Today I'm going to read on Bill Cosby. Of course, we know he's been, let loose, and based on, I guess, technicality that had to do with statutes of limitations. So I want to look at his karma, especially. Past life, this life, what's still hanging over him, and his, possible future to see what's going on there. And I may delve in further, in some other avenues of the, just the situation with him, the atrocities he committed. But anyway, let me get this going, and we'll see what the cards lead me into. Sometimes, it's like a can of worms, right? Anyway, okay, let me get this going. Okay, so I'm going to use the tarot, and I'm also going to use the Kipper, but I'm starting off with this Radiant Wise Spirit deck by Lo Scarabeo, and I'm going to look at, well, I just told you everything I'm going to look at, so I'll just I'll just focus on him and get the cards drawn and talk you through it. But I'm going to use the Kipper afterwards to see, unless it comes through really strongly with the tarot, it might. But I want to see if justice will be served for these women. I want, definitely want to look at his future that way. Okay, so Bill Cosby's, the karma he brought in this lifetime, the karma with the women that he's hurt, and the karma still hanging over him and his future. Bill Cosby. Okay. That should certainly allow for reversals, huh? Okay. Hope that didn't make anyone too seasick. Okay, Bill Cosby. Only the truth. Okay. So the forces in motion currently in his life. His biggest challenge currently. Okay, well, that's interesting. How many times have I said that? I'm going to try to stop saying that. Okay. Let's see. The karma he brought in this lifetime to heal. Oh my goodness. Okay. The karma that he has remaining with the women that he's hurt. Okay. Wow. The karma that's, any other karma, more karma that's hanging over him. Okay. And, oops, helps if I look through my viewfinder here. Sorry, guys. Guys and gills. Okay. I'll do 4 cards here for his future. Bill Cosby's future. Okay. Move these over and get a little more room here. So these two cards here are really important. So currently what's going on in his life, based on, the law of cause and effect, self-responsibility, or, or not, in his case, not, I think, because I do see guilt here. With the Three of Swords reversed, in his soul, in his mind, no, it's not even in his mind. There's a need for apologies, is what I'm getting. There's a need for him to apologize for what he's done and to try and make amends in any best way that he can. With the Fool coming in as the challenge card, this tells me that he's been very negligent. And he's not going to find the freedom that he wants, because in the challenge position, you read it like a reversal, right? So it might as well just be like this. Let's just do that. That'll help you. Okay. His past life karma is with women. His past life karma is secrets. His past life karma has to do with the feminine and his ability to understand, how damaging it can, a man can be to a woman, to the feminine. Because the divine masculine, well, the divine feminine too, it is about protection and protective love. But in this realm, as, those who incarnate as a man, part of their life task is to protect the feminine. And it doesn't seem to me that he's done that. He also has past life karma. This is reversed. It is past life. It's in the past, whether it's reversed or upright anyway, but this has to do with childhood wounding. The Six of Cups is all about, when it's upright, it can be about healing and reunion, but it is about, family relationships, especially with siblings. When it's reversed, he came in with this karma where he was stuck in the past, but I don't think he was conscious of that. And he just had, had issues of needing to grow up and clear out the past. He could have had childhood trauma, but that's no excuse, for what he did. And it could be that he had past life karma with children. There's that possibility. I can't rule that out. His karma with the women that he hurt is karma against the feminine, the divine feminine. With the Empress, it's all about even, the karma that he has against them on a monetary level, because she's all about, this card rules abundance. This is the card of the divine feminine, like I just said, but I don't know if he's paid their legal bills. And that would just be one little part of the damage that he's done to them. So his karma is with all of the feminine because of what he's, how he has violated his own self-responsibility and his responsibility towards others. And especially when he was in such a position of authority when the atrocities happened. I mean, that is a tremendous offense against the feminine. So with the Four of Swords reversed here, like adding this combination together here, this brings in the element of really being, the karma that he has with them still is that he's himself, I think, in a lot of high anxiety because he has the weight of the feminine on him, and he's, I don't care if he gets to be free and walk away, and I don't care if he's elderly and not going to be here anymore, and just because, maybe, and just because he got away with a technicality, and there's this statute of limitations issue. And there could be many other things that I don't know about, and you guys can fill me in. Honestly, I chose to not read anything because it's better sometimes for me to be, to do a cold reading. So I do know over the years that there were, I think, 68 women that came forward with allegations against him, even though there might have only been 30 some that actually had cases that went to court. But anyway, he's falling on his own swords because he's not taking responsibility. He's not taking responsibility. And this can have him really stressed and burned out and not able to take good care of himself. I did notice that, why he seemed to need to walk with with help and seemed to be going blind and all of that. But I don't know if those, I don't know. I never followed him much. Honestly, you guys, here's my bias against him. And I'll just put it out there just to be, clear. He was always funny to me. I never was a fan of the Bill Cosby show because when it was out, I was always working so much I never had time to watch TV. But I felt that it was cruel what he did to Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy was a, budding comedian and, doing the circuit, doing the club circuit. And, he told him, well, maybe he could have just said to tone down the cussing because, that's cool if you say it too much. But I don't know that Eddie Murphy ever did that. But I felt like he came in with his self-righteous judgment on Eddie Murphy. And, and when it comes to our fellow human relationships, we never want to break anybody's spirit. You never want to say things that will make them feel bad about themselves. You can give them, I don't even like the word constructive criticism because I don't think any criticism is constructive. But you can give feedback, but you always would want to say that this is just my bias or this is just my take on it. And it might not be everyone else's take. And it certainly wasn't because, as we all know, Eddie Murphy is not only very successful, he has a lot of happy relationships. So, who is he to say that to Eddie Murphy? So that's my rant on Eddie Murphy. That's my judgment that I have on Bill Cosby and his, high and mighty righteousness about, Eddie Murphy shouldn't be cussing on stage. Never cuss. Meanwhile, he was raping women, drugging women and raping them. And then not taking self-responsibility for what he had done. never went to rehab, you know, never got in touch with his control issues and power issues. So what's hanging over him currently with the Ten of Pentacles, this has to do with family, instability, but it also has to do with financial failure. It can be like a family feud kind of a card where, there's a disputed inheritance or something like that. I don't know if that will ever be the case for him. And I don't know anything about his children or his family. I just don't. I don't know anything about him other than that thing with Eddie Murphy that he did. And how he has never come forward to, he's denied everything about hurting any women. But 68 women don't lie. And there may have been, if there were 68 that came forward, there were probably over 100 that were actually hurt. So there's that. So I see financial failure in his future. And with the Six of Swords reversed, what comes through with that card is being trapped. Not being able, this card when it's straight up can often be like the journey of the soul and moving to a peaceful place in your soul because you're healing. It's a journey over water. The water represents the soul. When it's reversed, he's trapped. He's trapped. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. And it's another card of, with these two cards together, I mean, either one of them could be financial instability, but when you put them together like this, it is tremendous financial instability. So of course he doesn't have a future. I don't think anybody would hire him. I mean, who would want to hire him for any work? And he's elderly anyway. But then again, look at Betty White. She's still going strong. So his future coming forward with justice reversed. More legal issues. This is a card of extremely negative karma. And to him it might feel like some kind of injustice. But it's like with the Seven of Wands here reversed, I feel like he doesn't have a leg to stand on. He's overwhelmed and he's just going to give up. And there's a loss of control in his life. And how ironic, because, control over women is what he, that's what he was all about. This karma with women up here is just really, really strong. So anyway, with the Temperance in the future, maybe there's some self-control that comes through. Maybe there's some, balance in his soul. But I think that he's going to have to work really, really hard on it. And with the Eight of Pentacles, I don't see that happening. Because this is like, dead end. It's just, there's no inspiration. There's no passion. So I'm kind of confused why the Temperance card would have even come through. Unless it could be one of those, because I'm not perfect and life on earth is not perfect. Could have been one of those situations where this card should have come through reversed. And, the way I shuffle is kind of crazy anyway, so there you have it. But let me draw a few more cards just to see if the tarot can tell us, will he have any, jail time? No, it looks like just kind of sitting back fat and happy. watching the news. Glad that he's not still in jail and he's got his freedom. Yeah, he thinks he won the battle, but karmically he did not. Karmically, who knows what the setup will be for his next life. Let me, just for the heck of it, before I close this up, let me drop the camera down and use the Kipper really quickly. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's look at let me focus in on his legal future. So I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper. So, because there could be some women that come forward who are not bound by the statute of limitations technicality that was used. Let's look at his legal future. Let's look at his legal and physical future. Will he be locked up again? Or will he remain free? Not free in his soul, that's for sure. With the tarot, we determined, and that's what's so great about the tarot, looking at soul issues and relationship issues and karma, things like that, soul contracts, relationship, sacred contracts, all those things. Tarot is excellent for, and it's good for most everything, but when it comes to daily situations or the actual details of life, I've found nothing better than the Lenormand and the Kipper. And sometimes oracles. Okay, so let's focus back into Bill Cosby's future. Yeah. But then again, maybe not. We noticed in those, in those other cards, we did have financial failure hanging over him. Yeah. Okay, Bill Cosby's future. Oh. Ooh. Okay, so I might layer over, but for now, there's a lot right here. So our theme is these two cards. So with adjudication hanging over the message of concern, this is also a sad news card. Adjudication brings in another investigation. Someone who decides something for him. Going before the judge again. Now, going before the judge, of course, is going before any judge, and this could be parole. This could also be a tax situation. But we have investigation, right here. This card, Knights, up here to this card. And then we have documentation, communications, things like that. Things that are provable. And this is sad news, is the theme here. So legal sad news for him. Legal disappointments for him. A legal crisis for him. A legal confrontation. Something very painful. And especially that involves oftentimes a psychological disorder. And this card here is very important because it knights up here to another younger woman that will come through who has the money and the means to see this through, going to court again. And it may even be that there's a wealthy man who supports her. Because I don't think this is him. This is someone else. The card for him would be the main man, and it didn't come through. The main character would be him. This is someone else. And this someone else supportive to this woman. Now, she could be the stand-in, this privileged lady could be the stand-in for other wealthy women who are going to, wealthy men and women of means, who are going to bring in this sad news and bring in the communications and the documents. And whoever she is, she's got the goods because it was something, that happened in her intimate space. On another level, this card could be about, the family room card when it comes to timing, could be something within the next 30 days. But for Bill, this is the worst card in the deck. This card is a card of serious, serious problems and is often full of, self-destruction. But at the very least, it's a lot of sleepless nights, being tortured with worry. It's just like the Nine of Swords in the tarot. And the reason that he's tortured with worry and despair is because of some documents that come through or some communications somehow. This could be tape recordings or recordings of some type, but it could also be documents. And besides these two wealthy people that will, I think, bring in this very sad news for him, there's also a whole community of support. Whoever this wealthy person is going to be helping with the investigation. The expectation card is an investigation card, and it could be something that takes about 3 months. But for Bill Cosby, his relationship with his old, community of support is done. It's over. It's over, and that's part of the main reason that he's in such despair. He may be somewhat of a free man, but he's not really, because I don't see, forgiveness or anything for him there. So let me go ahead and place another layer on top. Okay, so something's changing. Something new comes in. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me draw the cards. Okay. So I don't know if he'll be locked up. I mean, we don't have the imprisonment card, still hasn't come through, but this is a card when it doesn't relate to a health issue. It's also the card of sex, something that happened quickly. It can be just a lie down, right? So there's something that's going to come in with this change card. This brings in the movement of new information about some sexual act where, he literally stole something from a woman. And he's going to receive a loss because of some irresponsibility that he did in the past. This is a card of a very, very negative person. It's like an energy vampire. People who take, from others. And whoever this person is up here, she has all the support of the community, and it's going to end his, any little bit of anything that he has of a career, which is gone already, I'm sure. But anyway, the change is something new and some evidence, information that she has. And I don't think she's going to be under the statute of limitations. And I don't know if he's going to be locked up, but I think this could be what wipes him out financially. It could be something that's settled out of court even. Yeah. Not really a gift, but, you know, yeah. And she's oh, this could be that this is her as her young self and this is her now. Or it could be that it's something that helps her when she's older. Yes, and helps her, you know, foundation establishes her to, yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm getting to summarize. I don't see him being locked up again, but what I do see is that someone's going to come forward who's not bound by the statute of limitations because it's something that happened later. But it looks to me like he'll settle out of court and pay her off, and it may wipe him out. He may end up, you know, ooh, okay. So maybe he would be locked back up, or it would be a great restriction, something he can't get out from under because some secret comes out. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be toiling and laboring the rest of his life after this happens, but it definitely brings in that element of setting up his next lifetime for having to, you know, work on something really hard, because he's violated his position of power, and that's not going to go down well in his soul. He's going to have to make amends for that. So I doubt he'll be in a very powerful position in his next life. But then again, I don't know. It could be that they're, you know, he is in a powerful position in his next life, but he gets caught. Because he's, you know, nobody gets away with evil. Evil is blind and evil is stupid and it always gets caught. So, okay, I'm going to get this uploaded, and I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's recovering from the noisy fireworks last night. Oh my goodness. I had fireworks, and then I had a helicopter that flew over at 3 a.m. Wasn't that wonderful? Yeah. My goodness. Anyway, I won't go on a rant about that. I already did on another video, so I'll spare you. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Always drop it in the comments. I love hearing from you. Okay, bye.